Well, welcome back. Having a great working relationship and communication with your colleague, manager, or direct report isn't always an easy thing. But there are things you can do to help ensure a positive work environment. Here with some advice is President and CEO of Arta Consulting, Dr. Eileen Jason.
Hello.
Dr. Jason, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh, pleasure. So, companies, I know that we talked about maybe beforehand some of the issues facing companies today. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, so some of the things aside from millennials, I'm finding a lot of challenges with incorporating the millennial generation into the existing workforce.
Just different mindset, right, for them, right?
Completely different mindset, but they're not all that bad.
Right.
They really aren't.
Right.
They just work a little bit differently than let's say you or I do and our previous generation did.
Okay.
You know, they're much quicker to pick up on things. They're much better at technology, for instance, and so they learn a little bit differently because they are actually quite intelligent and they really want to get things done. They're also very socially conscious. They want to work for a company that does things to help the environment, that helps with social issues. They feel that there's a lot of things that are out there that needs to be done, and they're very passionate about it, but they can't necessarily get it done by themselves. So they are looking for companies that have that access to do that.
So, given the fact that we are old school and they're new school, some of the differences, some of the difficulties that can encounter.
Sure. One of the things is flexibility.
Okay.
The millennial generation is looking for flexibility. Previous generations are you clock in at 8, you leave at 5, you have an hour for lunch.
Right, you want to go home to the kids and all that, right?
Yep, they don't want any parts of that. And frankly, it's a different mindset. You know, they're very good at what they do. They can get things done in a different manner. They certainly like their freedom to come and go as they please. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to accommodate, you know, all of the time them doing that, but certainly working with them and allowing for that flexibility will help the generation specifically, and they'll work for you. They'll definitely have more.
What is emotional intelligence?
So emotional intelligence essentially is becoming more self-aware of your behaviors.
Or your emotions?
Your emotions, keeping them under control, but understanding your behaviors. Specifically, so for example, if you're the kind of person that prefers to do work by yourself.
Me, yes, that's absolutely me, yes.
Don't want anybody around you.
Right.
You want to be in a room, get your work done. Then there's the other type of individuals who prefer to be with a room full of people, who prefer the sort of chaos, so to speak, or they love to have people around. And then you have your sort of dominant people, you know, the people that are very much like decision makers. Could be.
Right. But
I don't know your wife,
it's all in a good way. No, no.
Exactly. It's all good. Thank you for saying that. I often say that to people when I go in to do an assessment or we do any types of behavioral assessments. They kind of think, oh, what's wrong with me? And the fact of the matter is there's nothing wrong.
Right.
It's just a different behavior. The importance is understanding your behaviors. So for example, if you are a dominant person and you want to make decisions and you know you're right, you have you know these things that you want to do and you get them done quickly, you're much more bottom line oriented as opposed to detail. If you're working with someone who is detail oriented, the communication is quite different. So if you're someone who has more of a dominant behavior and you have a direct report who wants to go into a corner, do their tasks, those types of things, you want to understand that relationship. Especially if during stressful times, if you're a dominant person and you get stressed out, chances are you're going to become extremely aggressive.
Or irritable.
Irritable, aggressive, yep, very, very dominant.
Right, exactly.
And if you ask for something to be done in that manner, people may take it personally. You know, they may say, oh my gosh, this person doesn't like me, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
So what I do is I try to go and help and understand, no, there's nothing wrong with that. That person is under stress. Once you learn that behavior, emotional intelligence, you become more aware of how you interact with others, how you affect that working relationship. There are recent studies that have been shown specifically. 3M, as a matter of fact, just recently did
3M,
the company 3M.
Okay, 3M company,
They went through an emotional intelligence training and increased their sales productivity by 90%.
90%. 90%.
Yeah. So,
oh my God.
You know, when people hear this emotional intelligence, a lot of times they're like, oh, it's fluff. It's not, you know, genuine. It's not real. And the fact of the matter is that it does increase productivity.
Wow.
Once you understand how you can better communicate with someone, you can use that to your advantage.
Sure.
we always say the golden rule is, treat others as you want to be treated.
That's right.
Well, that's no longer true.
Right.
It's treat
or
others
treat
how
your neighbor
they
like
want
you
to
want
be
to be treated, right?
Right, but
Although
now
I never
it's
see my neighbor, but anyway.
Exactly. But now it's treat others how they want to be treated. So sometimes it gets you out of your comfort zone. If you're a dominant person, and you have to talk to this person who wants to do their tasks individually, you may have to get out of your comfort zone and understand the way they need to communicate. Yeah, no, exactly.
You have to, right?
Well, you're absolutely right. As a host, you're a perfect example. You've got to sort of do different things.
Different
talk
things,
to people
right? Absolutely.
differently.
I mean, each person is different, so you got to approach it a little bit differently.
Exactly.
So, what is the secret to communicating effectively with somebody?
Yep.
Obviously, it's not yelling over the top of their head or anything,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Is it listening a good part of it as well?
Listening's a very good part of it, but more importantly, understanding their behaviors, how they receive communication.
Right.
Have you ever seen, Abbott and Costello?
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it actually on your video that you did on your website.
Yes, I have
absolutely.
that.
What's
The
on
what,
who is
who.
uncertain. Right.
It's a perfect example of someone who needs different types of information, but is getting other types of information. And there's, real butt heading going on by not understanding what they're saying, and it causes frustration. so if Abbott knew what Costello wanted, it may have brought him out of his comfort zone, but certainly it would have had a more effective result.
All right. So we got about 20 seconds left. Real quickly, where do you see the future going for the...
I absolutely feel that executives and CEOs who are really interested and really want to find out what their employees are doing and how to interact with them more effectively, they'll have productivity through the roof.
There you go.
Through the roof.
Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate
All right.
it.
Okay, guys, still to come. What's hot in fashion this spring? Ahead, get a sneak peek as we take you backstage and talk with some up-and-coming designers at New York Fashion Week. Stay tuned.